was taking the L train about an hour ago. On the train, I found out it's not going to Manhattan today. It's too dangerous for me to be out here alone at night doing all these transfers, not know where I'm going.
I hear your concerns. And you know what I'm gonna do with your concerns? These are your complaints. That's life.
Okay, imagine you're running up and down the block in New York City. You know, you stop to grab one of J-Lo's favorite bodega meals, if you will.
My go-to order at the bodega was ham and cheese on a roll with an orange drink, if you know, you know.
So you've got your orange drink, whatever that is, and now all of a sudden, you're looking down at your phone trying to figure out how to get to your next destination when you're just punched in the face. What do? That's actually, unfortunately, the reality of so many women in New York City right now. And today, we're gonna talk about it. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, please be sure to go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you can be notified of more videos like this. My name is Tandy. Now let's get into it. I know y'all see these Beyonce curls. Okay, so I first became aware of the craziness that is going on in New York by this one TikTok video that came across my FYP. Take a look at this.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul's plan is aimed at improving subway rider safety, adding 1,000 more personnel, including 750 National Guard troops, to help with patrols and random bag searches.
Anyone looking to do harm or spread fear on our subways, you will be caught.
The move comes after a more than 46% spike in major crimes in the city's transit system in January compared to 2023. Across the country, CBS News polling shows crime is a top concern for voters. But data shows crime is down in big cities, including New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles.
In the daytime, I feel safe. Nighttime, I don't know, man. Because I be saying, where's the cops? You don't see them that much.
Already this year, there have been several high-profile crimes in New York's subway system, including 3 killings and a brutal attack on a conductor.
But you have to feel safe in the system, because I know how it plays on your psyche when you hear about some random acts of violence.
Danny Pearlstein is with the transit advocacy group Riders Alliance.
Okay, so let me get this straight. There's been an influx in crime in New York, right? The city's response to combat the increase in crime is to just put a whole bunch of police and military on the streets of New York. And I guess in theory that sounds good, but that also almost doesn't seem safe, if you will. I only say that because some people get really intimidated by the presence of armed policemen, especially military personnel like the National Guard, you know? That can definitely be intimidating for some people, so I get the intention behind it, but I don't know. To me, I can also see why it might cause more anxiety than projected, right? Also, it seems a little bit strange that there would be a lack of police presence during the complete 24-hour period instead of just focusing primarily during the day. Let's be honest, a lot of crimes happen at night. Obviously, that doesn't mean that crimes don't happen during the day, but a lot of crimes do happen at night. If there's less presence of police personnel at night, wouldn't you think, I don't know, hear me out or eat me out, right? I feel like as a criminal, if I were a criminal and I were thinking of when to actually do my crime, I would think to do it at night when there's not as much police. So to me, it doesn't seem like it would combat the issue of crime. It would just kind of move the crime around, if you will. I don't know. Am I making sense? Do you get what I'm saying? Comment down below. Let's finish this video though.
With stationing troops there, that's going to create a heightened climate of fear of the subway. It's not getting at the root causes of the problems.
The governor's plan does include $20 million for mental health outreach.
In the morning, you see nothing but the homeless on the trains. I don't feel safe. Sometimes I just take the bus.
More than 3 million people ride the New York City transit system every day, but Nora, that is down from a peak of 5 million people per day before the pandemic.
All right, I know that's controversial. We'll be watching Elaine Kahano. Thank you.
I think that says a lot considering the New York City subway system is probably one of the more advanced subway systems in America. So the fact that a lot of people are just opting not to take it, I mean, you got to think about how that's going to affect not only the economy in the city, but that also is going to affect transit just in general. You feel me? Like, those people have to get to work and to wherever somehow, right? I know me personally, I grew up in New York, if you did not know that. And I was always a subway kind of girl. Like, I don't like riding the bus simply because, I don't know, in my head, I always think, okay, me and my ADHD, right? I will probably miss my bus stop because I am doing whatever, right? Whereas, you know, when you're on a train, the train is going to stop at every stop. It's not just going to stop because someone, you know, rang the bell and said that they wanted to get off. So to me, I always felt better getting on the train. Like I said, I have my own reasons, but I think it is interesting that a lot of people are opting not to get on the train system. So if they're not getting on the train system, that means that above ground, there's a lot more traffic, and New York is already passing laws to combat that traffic. I mean, they now have it where you can get fined for just honking your horn. And if there's a lot of traffic and people are holding up traffic, right, you're gonna want to hit your horn. So it seems like, again, in theory, this may be a nice gesture, if you will, but was it really thought out? I don't know. But with all that being said, I don't think you guys truly understand how much crime has been affecting New York City recently. They recently found a human leg, an actual human limb on a train track. Yes, the human leg happened to be found in the Bronx, but you know what? We're gonna save that conversation for a whole nother day, okay? We know the Bronx is crazy, but let's stay focused. A human leg, an actual limb. Like, there are actual people being pushed onto these train tracks. There are actual people just jumping into the train tracks. I mean, that's a thing too. Even though the police are finding limbs and stuff on the trains, I mean, obviously it makes sense why they would want to have, you know, more police in the subway system. But how do the people who use these trains, how do they feel about seeing all of this heightened police presence? Let's find out.
How are commuters reacting? Hey, Steve and Natasha. So far, the people we have spoken to are actually pretty receptive to this new initiative. Some people even volunteering to have their bags checked. So behind me, you can see how this process works a little bit. A state trooper will select someone to get their bags checked. The bag check will take about 30 seconds, and then the rider is on their way.
30 seconds? You going through somebody's bag in 30 seconds? Listen. I'm not saying that this is not going to be effective, but I just feel like, what if somebody has a weapon on their person and not in their bags? Then what? I mean, because it's not like there's metal detectors or anything, and even if there are metal detectors, who's gonna stop these people? Yes, I know that there are obviously military and police presence in the subway stations, but who's gonna stop these people? Obviously not the same military and police presence, because they're not even checking your person. They're checking your bags. Again, the math ain't mathin'. The math is not mathing.
Officers at Grand Central Station randomly stopping about every fourth subway rider, asking to check their bag. This part of a new initiative to crack down on subway crime.
It's okay because we know, like, it's for security reasons.
And this feeling was shared by many people who had their bags checked Thursday afternoon.
Oh, no problem at all.
A bit safe and, you know, I mean, they're doing a great job.
What was it like getting your bag checked?
Perfectly fine, but the criminals are actually on the subway cars, so get on the cars and ride the subway.
That is a thing, you guys. I'm so glad that this commuter actually said that, because what about the crimes that are happening actually on the on the subway cars? I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been on a New York City subway and crazy things I've either witnessed or have had done to me. I mean, I still have a scar right here on my right hand. Bite marks. I have bite marks. My dumb A decided to go to Brooklyn. This is why I don't fool with Brooklyn, okay? This is exactly why. I went to Brooklyn to see a friend. It was on my way back home when this man decided that he was going to bite my hand. I kid you not, you guys. Like, if I'm lying, I'm dying, okay? He bit my hand down as hard as he could. Now, I have a pretty high pain tolerance, okay? So, and also just was in complete shock that this was happening to me. In hindsight, I can laugh about this. But in the moment, I was so terrified. Like, what the hell is going on? So, again, there are actual crimes happening on the subway, on the actual cars. Why aren't the police on the cars? I'm so glad that this commuter brought that up. Like, you can't just put a whole bunch of cops around a problem area and not actually submerge them in the actual problem itself. It's just not gonna solve the issue. Basically, it's like putting a small band-aid on a large wound. It doesn't make sense. People, and women specifically, are being attacked inside the actual train cars.
Police are searching for a man wanted for punching a woman on subway trains in Brooklyn. Investigators releasing a picture of the man they say has attacked at least 4 women, punching them in the face. The first assault happened October 28th on an R train at the 95th Street station in Bay Ridge. The most recent was last Friday when a woman was punched multiple times on a 2 train at the Flatbush Avenue station.
Now, I'm not here to, completely throw shade at Brooklyn, but I just want the record to reflect, as a former Bronx resident, y'all gotta start giving Brooklyn some of the crazy heat, okay? Because there's a lot of crazies up in Brooklyn too. I'm just saying.
Police say the attacks were all unprovoked.
Of course it makes me feel unsafe.
Why would you want to beat on women in any possible way? And we didn't do nothing to you?
I think MTA should step their standards up with security.
Now, the NYPD says overall subway crime is down, though assaults are up from last year. Police say the victims all suffered minor injuries. Still scary nonetheless.
So subway crime is down, but the assaults are still prevalent. Why are there assaults being able to take place on these subway cars to begin with? I mean, I understand you can't completely shelter, especially a big community such as New York City. I understand you can't completely shelter them from crime, but at the same time, I think something should be done. I don't know what that something is, but something should be done. People, especially women, should not feel unsafe just getting to and from where they need to be. And it definitely gives a new meaning to the saying, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. So attacks are not only happening below the ground in the subway system, but it's also happening above ground too. Do they not get protection? I mean, there's been a slew of women on TikTok coming forward about how they've been randomly punched in the face. We talked about this at the beginning of this video. Let's get into it.
You guys, I was literally just walking and a man came up and punched me in the face. Oh my God, it hurts so bad. I can't even talk. Literally, I fell to the ground and now this giant goose egg is forming and I'm like, oh my God, it looks so crazy.
Yeah, that looks wild. It almost reminds me, never mind, I won't be messy. Because this is a serious matter. This woman was assaulted, punched in the face. For what? For what reason could you possibly have? As a man? I'm sorry, I just don't have respect for any man who will intentionally put his hands on a woman. You've lost all my respect. Like, what? Ew.
This is a PSA for any woman that either lives in New York City or is thinking about traveling to New York City. Please be mindful of your surroundings. Do not be on your phone while you're walking out in public. Within the past week alone, 4 women have posted videos to TikTok saying how they were just walking out and about, minding their business, and then a random man came up and punched them. Now, this was the first video that popped up on my FYP. Haley here got punched by a man who was walking his dog.
Looking at my phone, just sending an email, but there was so much room on the sidewalk and like literally nobody was around. And I guess this man, I don't know if he punched me or if he owed me. I literally passed out. So I don't really remember, but I think he just was really mad that my head was down. He was walking a dog. So he took it upon himself to body check me and let me know to be conscious of my surroundings, which now I fucking will be. And then I fell to the ground and I like literally blacked out for a second. Then I got up and he was screaming at me. And I was just like scared. So I literally just ran away.
Then I saw Michaela's video pop up and apparently she got punched in the face while she was leaving school.
So first thing, the location, I was coming out of the new school. I was at 14th and 5th Ave on my way to Union Square to get on the train going home. I was like literally walking out of class, sending a text to a friend, and then just got clocked in the face. So I didn't see him coming. A lot of people told me I should have like fought back, had some mace on me. There was like...
I really cannot stand when people victim blame, especially in the event of a man assaulting a woman. There's no amount of blame that you can put on a woman when it comes to her defending herself against a man. That man should have never put his hands on that woman, period. End of discussion, full stop. That's the point. So it really irks me when people begin to victim blame women for things that men are supposed to be in control of. Their emotions, okay, and their actions. Why don't men have control of that? I think that's the bigger topic to discuss here, okay? But let's finish this video.
No time to even I literally just didn't see him coming. All of a sudden my head was just clocked back. There's multiple men going around and doing this. The man that hit me was a black male, definitely over 6 feet tall. He had dreads that like didn't quite go to his shoulder. Definitely looked unhoused. I just like had to have been mentally not okay if he just did that to me and walked away.
According to the officer she spoke with, her school is located near a meth rehab center, and attackings like hers are common just due to the people that hang out around there. Next up, I see Selena's story. Keep in mind, all 3 of these attackings happened yesterday, like within the past 24 hours. And she says that she got attacked before going to work while she was out shopping to get a water bottle for her friend's birthday.
I was looking down at my phone trying to figure out what direction was like the water bottle store. So I'm looking at my phone like this, trying to like figure out what direction I should go when I hear someone go, "Excuse me," and I move out of the way, right? And I'm expecting someone to walk past me or something. But instead of someone walking past me, I see someone walk next to me, and like I'm aware enough to know to be like, what the heck are you doing? And as I turn to look, I see this man with his fist up ready to swing, and I'm like, what the frick? So instantly I went like this, and he hit me square in the arm because I think he was trying to hit me in the face. So he hits me really hard, and I scream and I go, what the are you doing? And I have a taste like attached to my bag, so I whipped it out, and I will always press that thing, bro, to scare someone. So I pulled it out and I pressed the button, and the guy darted away. Like, I can't even give a proper description because I didn't even see his face properly. The only thing was, it was a man that was, I think, around my height, a little taller. I'm 5'10". He was possibly African American, and that's all I really got to see before he literally ran away. Because again, I was looking at my phone.
Finally, I see Olivia's video pop up, and she got attacked on March 17th.
It happened in like Nolita, Soho-ish area. The man didn't have a dog. I did file a police report. That video was filmed afterwards. So for all of you saying, why did you just film a TikTok and not file a police report and tell the police? I did. The report has been filed.
And these are just the women that I saw. Apparently there's been as many as 13 women who have posted videos about similar incidents happening within New York City. And what's even more concerning is that felony assaults against women have soared more than 40% over the past 4 years, according to the NYPD. Yeah, I'm good. I'm visiting the Statue of Liberty anytime soon.
You know what's crazy is I grew up in New York and never been to the Statue of Liberty. But that's neither here nor there, okay? All of these women coming forward on TikTok saying that they've been punched in the face randomly is insane to me. What is going on, New York?
I don't like that.
I don't even know what to say. I'm literally speechless. Comment down below if you think that there's anything that can be done to combat this type of behavior that New York is seeing an increase of. I really hope that these women can receive the justice that they also deserve, because that's just jarring that you can be minding your own business and just get assaulted that way. I feel so bad for them. And in case any of you have ever experienced or know someone who has experienced this in the New York City area, I want to share this next video with you.
Hi everybody, I'm a reporter at New York One News, a local TV station here in the city.
This is my mic flag, and this is my press pass for some proof. Just like everybody else in this app, I am seeing video after video of women accounting different instances of being randomly punched on city streets. We are working on a story about this, but we do need some more information. I'm gonna put my email in the caption. My DMs will also be open. If this happened to you and you feel comfortable sharing when and where it happened, any details about the individual that did this, if you filed a police report, if you went to the hospital after this incident, that would be greatly appreciated. We are looking to compile a list to bring to the NYPD to see if they are tracking any kind of pattern, if they are tracing this back to one individual or a group of individuals. And if this has happened to you, or if it does happen to you, you need to file a police report. It is so important for the NYPD to get that information so they can track and see if this is in fact a pattern. But again, DMs are open, email in the caption, please share any information so we can figure out what's going on.
Definitely make sure that you guys reach out to that reporter just so that, you know, more people can hear about this, because of course, a lot of people are on TikTok, but not everybody is on TikTok. So I definitely wanted to share that video with you guys so you can, you know, utilize the resources accordingly. Honestly, between gentrification and inflation, New York City just does not seem like the place to be. It doesn't seem safe at all. The New York City I grew up in is not the one that's there today. And even though I no longer reside in New York City, it seems like the locals are feeling some type of way.
With all of the instances of violence currently happening in New York City, the women being punched in the face, the people being pushed onto the tracks, the people being shot on the subway, this clip of Eric Adams from October ages worse and worse every day.
I know you don't like to admit it, but I know you get on your knees and pray every night. Thank God Eric is the mayor of our city. You know that? You're able to ride your little bike safely through our city. No one is coming at you. You know, you're able to hang out in the restaurant. You know, you're able to enjoy your little restaurants. You're able to, you know, I made your career. You get so many first page stories from me.
It's never been more obvious that the mayor is a cop, and his policy is specifically punitive rather than preventative. Ever since becoming mayor, the police presence has increased incredibly, not simply on the subway, but just all around New York City. He spent a lot of time sort of going to homeless encampments for people who were living and busting them up, kicking people out of places. He's decreased a lot of public funding towards things like libraries, towards things like public waste management, right? Mayor Adams and Governor Hochul have teamed up. I finally ran into the National Guard at my own local stop, right? And with this increased police and military presence throughout the city in my 7 years of living here, this is the least safe the city has felt. In that 7 years as well, New York City has gone from a top 5 most expensive city to live in the United States to the most expensive city to live in the United States. With the rise of inflation, what people actually need is affordable housing, places like public libraries to be open and accessible, for the waste management not to be cut so that the city could actually be a clean place to live. Instead, Mayor Adams is bending over backwards for developers and increasing our police budget day by day. The money being poured into police could be poured into installing actual platform doors, which would be an expensive and costly undertaking, but you would save actual lives. Not just pay some asshole $100K a year to stand around, play Candy Crush, and ticket poor people.
I mean, he said what he said. Now tell me, are you ready to book your trip to New York City? Okay, maybe not. But I think the conversation surrounding the safety of New York City is definitely one that's worth having. And with that being said, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic today. Go ahead and leave your opinions down below in the comments. Let me know how you feel about New York City in general. Have you ever been? If you've been recently, do you feel like the heightened security measures that they've taken has made you feel more safe? Or do you feel like it's made you feel less safe with the police presence around? And also, let me know if you feel like there are more pressing issues that New York City can be spending its money on, like housing and sanitation versus increased police presence on the subways. Leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you made it all the way to the end, you definitely are a real one, so you might as well go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because at this point we basically go together, you know? Go ahead and turn on that post notification bell as well so that you can be notified of my future videos. I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.